Welcome to Skokie Village Hall. If this were normal times, you would be here today probably. As part of your unit on your local government and your community, you would be making a day trip to Skokie Village Hall. I'm sorry you're not able to be here because I would enjoy seeing you and taking you around. But instead, let's do a tour of the village. I want to give you an idea of what it is we do so that you and your parents, your teachers, and everybody can get an understanding of what village government does. Right now, we're seated in my office. I'm the mayor of the village of Skokie. My name is George Van Dusen. This is where I work every day. I come here, I hold meetings with people in the community, our residents who maybe have some problems, or maybe have an idea of something they would like to see the village do that we're not doing. I meet with the village staff here. This really is where a lot of the budget work gets done. The police chief, the fire chief, the director of public works, our director of health, and all of the other departments, planning, economic development. We meet here and we talk about the future of the village. How much money is it that we need to spend for the next year? How is it going to get appropriated and divided up? These are tough times, but it's in this office that a lot of the decisions of our future gets made. As you can see from all the papers on my desk, it's a working office. We talk a lot in the village amongst each other about what the future is. One of the things I'm asked frequently is, what is the hardest thing about your job? Today, that's a question that I think is probably evident to everybody. We're trying to figure out what are we going to do regarding the COVID-19 virus epidemic that has hit all of us, all across the United States and all around the world. We're trying to take safety measures to protect everybody. That's the hardest part about the job, because we now have to go into a phase where we think more about what is the future going to be. How do we reopen the economy? How do we reopen the doors to our village government? I'm asked quite a bit, is your job a little bit different during this coronavirus time? And the answer is yes, very different. Is being the mayor an easy job? A few of you have asked me. It's an easy job in the sense that I get to work with the best people in the world. They're the most professional, they're thoughtful, they're dedicated, and they really want to do a good job for the village. So I think that maybe gives you an idea of what goes on in this office. When we do return to normal times, and you come to Village Hall with your parents for some occasion, stop by my office. I'd like to give you a chance to see what it's like in person. But why don't we take a look at the Village Hall area where the laws get made, where the village council meets and we debate the ordinances that will govern the village. So let's take a walk downstairs and take a look at the council chambers. We're now in the council chambers, and as you can see, I'm wearing a mask. I'm going to take it off just for our discussion. Whenever you go out to a public place like the Skokie Village Chamber, or in the building, please be sure to wear a mask. I also wear a pair of gloves. It's just a little extra protection. We're asking residents of the village, when they go to a public place where it might be difficult to keep a 6-foot distance, wear a mask. It's for your protection. It's also for the protection of people who work at the grocery store, the hardware store, or even here at Skokie Village Hall. This is the room where the village board, the elected officials, meet twice a month. We have an agenda, and we pass the laws governing the village of Skokie. As the presiding officer of the meeting, this is where I sit. To this side of me is where the lawyer for the village sits, and to this side of me is where the village manager sits. The lawyer guides the village board on matters pertaining to the law. The village manager is hired by the board to be sort of our chief executive officer, the CEO. He runs the government on a day-to-day basis. The elected officials all form policy. So we pass the ordinances, we approve the budget, we approve various policies of the village. It all gets done right here by a vote. There are 6 trustees plus myself who vote on village policy and ordinances and the budget. It's all recorded so that the people of the village can keep up to date on what is going on. It's broadcast on television, on cable TV. Also, we record it on the village website. In addition, we make a written record of everything that we do. Those records are kept by the village clerk. The village clerk is Pramod Shaw. The village manager is John Lockerbie, and the corporation counsel is Michael Lord. We all operate as a team, and we try as best we can to debate the issues openly and honestly with the facts. Frequently at a village board meeting, the manager will make proposals, and he will have staff come and explain in detail what it is he proposes doing. So you may have the head of the building department, the head of economic development, the chairman of the plan commission, the director of health. All of these departments appear before the village board and explain what it is that they would like to see the village doing and the direction they would like us to take place. It begins here, right at a village board meeting. Next, we'll take a look at some of our departments. I think you'll be interested in going over to the fire department, the police department, and the public works department. So let's get on the road and we'll go over and take a look at these other departments. They're not at Village Hall. They're all separate buildings outside of Village Hall. So I'll see you next at our police department. See you in just a little while. Here we are at the Skokie Police Department and one of our finest, Sergeant Franklin. Sergeant?
Hello kids, I'm Sergeant Franklin of the Skokie Police Department. I hope you're all doing well. Like I said, I just want you to just be safe out there and wear your face mask, Wash your hands and maintain social distancing. Be safe. Have a good day. Hi kids, I'm Sergeant Franklin of the Skokie Police Department. This is my squad car, and whenever I respond to calls, this is what I drive. When I write reports, I write it on this computer right over here. I just want to let you know that during the coronavirus, let's make sure that you wear your face mask, and that you wash your hands, and that you maintain social distancing. We just want you to be safe. And, if you ever have an emergency, make sure you dial 911. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
This is the Skokie Fire Station's main headquarters. This is where the men and women begin to help us. They fight fires. They also help us prevent fires. They run toward danger. If you ever get the opportunity, come over to one of the fire stations. There are 3 of them in the village, and they would love to be able to show you around the firehouse. At this point, we're all staying in. But when we do reopen, plan on making a visit to a fire station. They'll love to see you.
One of the features of the new tower ladder is the design, which gives a lot more room in the cab. One of the things is the step is a lot lower, so it's a lot easier to step in and out of. Instead of jumping down, you step down. One of the new features on this rig is we bought new tools, commonly referred to as the Jaws of Life. These are actually manufactured by Genesis, is the name of the company. And what's unique about these is they're battery operated. They're just as powerful as the ones that are hydraulically operated, but you're not tethered by a hydraulic line. They're putting the brackets on the front of the basket, and those brackets will then hold a 16-foot specially made ladder that we have mounted up on the aerial. They're going to take it off, and they're going to then secure it in that bracket. And what that allows us to do is put the basket over a parapet, usually at a commercial building, a lot of them shopping centers, allows us to put the basket over the parapet, and then we can climb down onto the roof.
We're at Public Works. This is Liz Zimmerman, one of our great workers here. She'll explain to us what Public Works actually does. Liz?
Sure. Public Works is great. We get to pick up garbage, take down trees, fix broken water pipes, do street sweeping. We do a lot of stuff here at Public Works. So today we're going to show you a couple of the trucks in action, and we hope that soon you'll be able to stop by for a visit and see what all the trucks can do for yourself.
And I might add, Liz is a forester by trade, and she helps maintain the 24,000 trees that are under the village's management. Thank you.